CTV family. Catch us live on your TV screens.
Your TV screens, oh yes. Welcome back, beautiful people. You are still tuned into Ekse right here on channel 263. And if you started the show with us, you will know that at the beginning of the show, we mentioned that we are joined by an amazing guest by the name of Claude Raisin. So we are here now with him, and he's about to tell us more about this sport, what it's all about, and what he does. Okay, so keep it locked. Hi, Raisin. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. I'm so pleased to be here.
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
Yeah,
house,
we're totally excited
yeah,
to have
I'm
you.
so blessed to be your invite today. Yeah.
Okay, so you have over 10 years of experience now in the field that you're in right now. Tell us where it all started.
Well, you know, others does sport as a hobby or they do it for living, but for me, the sport is just a passion. Sport is me. I'm a sport person. That is why I took the opportunity to compete in many disciplines as judo, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, and MMA.
Yes, so you do
So-
MMA training.
Definitely.
What does
I'm-
MMA stand for? What is it about? What do you do?
MMA, it's mixed martial art.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a full contact sport,
Okay.
which has stand up and ground game.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have a few, not a few actually, you have black belts under your
Yeah.
name. Tell us more about those black belts and what they actually represent, because for a person like myself or someone at home that does not know anything rather about the martial arts, what can you say about your black belts and what they represent?
Yeah, I have got some few belts. Some few
Black
black
belts, not
yeah,
just any belts.
some few masters
Yes, you
degree in my career. Yeah. To start with, I have got my first black belt was in Judo, and we're talking about 2006. That is where I was granted black belt in Judo, and then my second one was kickboxing, and then the Japanese Jujitsu. Then when I started doing MMA, and because I'm black belt judo, straight away they give me the blue belt in BJJ, which is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then, yeah, as I said in the beginning, the sport, it's a passion for me. I live the sport, and like on my background, I did electrical engineering, but in some stage I felt like, you know what, sport was my calling.
life,
Then I
yeah.
went to HFPA 6 years ago to study sports science. So
Right. Right.
it's all about the sport.
So you love the sport and you've been doing it for quite some time. But in 2013, right, you hurt your knee. So now you're not playing the sport. Now you are coaching and training others.
I'm still
Tell us
playing
about that.
I'm still playing the sport,
Okay.
but not in the ring,
Okay.
but coaching
Coaching
outside
others,
the
yeah.
ring and connecting fighters to the world. You know, I have got a fighting agency which called Residence Holding,
All right.
and I've got contract with one championship in Japan and Singapore, and I took one of the biggest world champion that we know, Dan Van Arden, and Junior Gunta Ilunga, and like right now we're speaking, I've got more than 8 athletes whom I'm busy working with due to the COVID, so I couldn't travel. But my last trip in sport scene was March. So this lockdown actually supposed to catch me. I was in overseas
Yeah.
with Danny. So yeah.
And of course, with sporting, I think with esports, especially that field of work, you can't always be a player. You know, at some point, you're going to have to put your boots down and retire. So what do you think is the importance of having something to fall back on, especially after now, whether you go into coaching? What are the options available for people that are not necessarily on the field anymore, but they still want to be part of the field of work?
You know, as I say in the beginning, like there is, in the sport, there is entrepreneur in the sport. Do you get what I mean? You can invest in the sport.
Right.
You can open, like, let's say those who play football, they can also open like a school which kids can come and learn football.
Yes.
Us who do the self-defense sport, you can open your own dojo. Like we had a future fete in Athlon for George. We just closed it a month ago because of the COVID and stuff. We couldn't, the bills too much,
Yeah.
electricity, water, and pay the employees. It was too much pressure on our shoulder. Then we decided to shut down the gym, and yeah. So back on your question, there is a business into the sport.
Yeah.
So it depends on which angle you're seeing it. As an entrepreneur, and I have passion on the sport.
Yes.
That is why my focus is on the sport.
Sports, yes.
I study sport, and I've got a fighting agent, which I take fighters to go compete in the big stage in the world. And besides that, I'm a personal trainer. Besides being a personal trainer, and I also do boxing. I teach boxing, judo, kickboxing, MMA, and all those stuff.
Yeah.
So you can also make living on that.
Yes, definitely.
So sports, it's not only
Just
you,
playing.
just
Yeah.
playing. You
There's
can sit
more.
back and manage. You can sit back and invest.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, definitely.
And I know you going places, you're doing things. On the 22nd of May, you were telling us, before we went live, that you've been invited also to
You
Dubai.
saw my invitation, so don't
Yes.
say I
And you
told
showed
you.
us. You showed
Yeah,
us.
So
right?
as proof.
You're supposed to say I read your
The invitation,
invitation.
definitely,
that-
definitely.
definitely. I'm going to. I'm invited once again in
Yes.
Dubai. There is a WABA, which is stand as World African Boxing Association. It's a new federation which are rising, but it's going to be based in Dubai, but it's World African. So we always suffer that the organizations comes from Europe, from Asia. Now we're gonna have a soul, like from Africa to the world.
Yeah.
So and then I was warmed to be invited to be part of the launching, and there will be a lot of training which I'll be part of as well, and it's gonna be boxing and MMA, Muay Thai, and all those stuff. So these are my
Yeah.
field. As I said in the beginning,
Yeah.
I'm the sports.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. You are sports and sport is you. And you also mentioned earlier on that you do self-defense classes, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we live in a country where gender-based violence is so rife, and women are now having to always look over their shoulders and to always have to try to be in states to protect themselves because we have this femicide that is we are faced with. So tell us about the public defense classes that you do for women and why it's so personal for you.
To start with, you just mentioned something which catch my attention. Say, the world that we live in today, there's a lot of dramas.
Yes.
You get what I mean? Especially us in South Africa, the rate of gender violence is high. And look at you guys are so beautiful. I'll be so broken when I heard that Mishkale, what's your
Yes,
name?
Michelle, that's
Yeah,
right.
Mishkale was on
Yes,
gender
violated.
violence, yes, on a violent attack and all those stuff. Well, I do have some tools which I can share with you guys and save your life. Do you get what I mean? There's a lot of people out there who are prepared to kill the generations. And then we, as the child of Africa, because I consider myself not as a Congolese, because I come from Congo with my color of skin.
Yeah.
I'm an African ambassador.
Definitely,
Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
Now, we need to teach our people how to defend themselves. You know, myself, I was a victim of the attack in 2010. It was the 1st December and the 1st January 2010. We were in Long Street. like, you know, it's a festive, and then we were partying and
Having
stuff.
fun.
Yeah.
Around 4, when I was on my way home, I'm sorry for the discrimination. That is not a discrimination or stuff. I was attacked by 7 colored guys, 7, with knife and bottles and stuff. They wanted to rob me. I was on a robbery attack because of the self-defense, because of the experience that I have with the sport. I defended myself and I'm alive. But in many cases, we seen it. We watch on the movie.
Yes.
We watch on the newspaper. We seen it. People dying because of those kind of, in Kailija, in Johannesburg, they stab. You know. But I thank God that He gives me this passion of the sport.
Yes.
Now, it saved my life.
And
If
you
He saved
worked
my
in
life,
the
can
field,
save your life too.
Yes, and you were able now to be in a position where you can help other people now as well to equip
Definitely.
themselves.
Like, I don't know if you check it in the newspaper. Last year, I did a gender violence course in Groenvlei School. What is that area?
All right, but
Before getting to Groenvlei, it's
yes,
yeah,
around that area, yes.
past Eklon,
Yes,
down
yes.
there. I did I'm sure send you
Yes,
some
definitely.
content.
We read everything.
It was awesome. I did grade 9, grade 10, and grade 11 because those are preparing to go to varsity.
Yes.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of challenges when you turn a teenage in South Africa. That is why we have to stand together as the country
Yeah.
to fight those violence.
Fully.
You are doing amazing things, beautiful things. We are so excited.
We are doing.
And we are happy. We are African child.
Africa,
This is
exactly.
what's happening.
And before we let you go, where can people find you on social media? Or that we'll rather discuss during the
give it to them,
demonstration
yeah.
with
Yeah.
TK, that's
Thank
fine.
you so much
Yeah.
for joining us, Claude. See you guys after this.
CTV family. Catch us live on your TV screens.